Hey, my name is Jabez Williams, and I'm representing Team Morrison, the ultimate, the best group you ever seen in this corner of ELA Honors 9. That's us. Team Morrison consists of Nicholas Parnell, Mariana Alvarez, Arifin Ahmed, and Satali Guzman Pena, and yours truly, hello, Jabez Williams. In today's video, we'll be covering the top 10 events in Kindred, the fall. Coming in at number 10, we have Dana is told that Sarah's family has been sold off. So y'all, this is how it's going to go down. We're going to give you the textual evidence first, and then we're going to explain why we think it's important. Alright, you ready? Let's get it. And of course, disclaimer, I'm doing voices, deal with it. Whose idea do you think it was to sell my babies? And she convinced Tom to sell my 3 boys to get things she didn't even need, referring to Margaret. Explanation. This shows how greedy some people can be. Looking at you, Margaret, over there. Yes, you, with the white dress, with your freeloader self. Okay, I'm about to go off. Let me stop. How greedy some people can be, going to the extent of tearing families apart just to get a flashy new dress. Shame on you, Margaret. Just shame. Just shame. Coming in, yep, that's the new word. Coming in at number 9, Dana and Kevin witnessed children pretending to slave auction each other. She young and strong. She worth plenty of money. $200? Who bid $200? Little boy in reference to the little girl he was play auctioning. This simple child's game was a reflection of something much greater. A game to some and serious to others, the children's minds were already permeated with the effects of slavery, even if they fully couldn't comprehend. Dana and Kevin's reactions were revealing, showing how they truly felt about the matter. Coming in at number 8, Dana and Kevin tell Rufus about the future. Hey yo, we already know Rufus is gonna be tripping. He's gonna be like, what? Say what? Anyways, let me stop playing. Where we come from, it's insulting for whites to call blacks niggers. It's also legal in our time for whites to marry blacks. This boy and I are liable to have a long association whether we like it or not. I want him to know. Now, Dana in this second part was talking about Rufus. She wants Rufus to know where she came from. Hello. And then Kevin reached into his pocket and brought out a handful of change. He held it out to Rufus, and Rufus picked out a few coins. 1965, he read, 1967, 1971, and 1970. None of them say 1976. Although he doesn't fully understand, Rufus now knows a lot more about Dana and Kevin, where they came from, their relationship, and evidence that proves their time travel. Like, yo, imagine how it would be to meet a lady who time traveled from the year 1976. Like, that's just mind blown. Alright. Coming in at number 7, Dana tells the other slaves about herself. You say you from New York? Asked Luke. Yes. You'll get into trouble, he said. Master Tom already don't like you. You talk too educated and come from a sphery state. Dang, that's gotta hurt. Dana makes up an explanation for her unusual way of speaking and dressing, but other enslaved people are still skeptical of her. Luke warns Dana that her northern accent and educated way of speaking will only attract hostility from the whites. Amen to that, brother. Amen. Dana, she need to be careful around here, y'all. I ain't about to spoil nothing or nothing like that, but sheesh. All right. Coming in at number 6, Dana worries about the sudden racist attitude rubbing off on Kevin. How easy we seem to acclimatize. This could be a great time to live in, Kevin said once. As time passes, Dana sees how comfortable Kevin gets on the plantation and how quickly and completely he distances himself from what is happening in the past, which is now Dana and his present. Like, yo, just imagine, there's like so many gender barriers and stereotypes between the husbands being the rulers over their wives, like, that's just messed up. So I definitely can feel, and my whole team can feel for Dana, as she feels like she's really feeling that Kevin, my boy Kevin, might be leaning a little too much into this master role. Like, hello, like, ooh, child, don't even get me started. All right. And then coming in at number 5, Dana holds back her anger after Margaret slaps her. Where did you sleep last night? Margaret to Dana. In Mr. Kevin's room, ma'am. You filthy whore. This is a Christian house. Yo, I'm gonna have to turn the volume down for that. And sorry, but I had to dramatize it like that. Her slap hadn't hurt me much. It just made me want to hurt her. But all I could remember was my whipping. Oh, man. Oh, no. Dana has to hold back, even if she wants to hurt Margaret badly. Even though Margaret is pretty much a white freeloader who has others do everything for her, she can also manipulate others. Easily, if Dana talked back, she could have had her whipped again. Man, that's just crazy. Like, I mean, I don't know if I would have been as level-headed as Dana would have been. I would have gone off. I would have been, man, sheesh. Okay, let me stop. I really need to stop. Oh yeah, I'm having way too much fun with this. Coming in at number 4, Margaret Whalen throws scalding hot coffee on Dana. Margaret Whalen complained because she couldn't find anything to complain about. She made it painfully clear to me the day she threw scalding hot coffee at me, screaming that I brought it to her cold. Man, I swear, how you gonna get some? You know what? We're not even gonna try to rationalize Margaret, because she got something going up in that cray head of hers, and I think she resents me because of Rufus likes me. Margaret, a woman with way too much time on her hands, doesn't like educated slaves. She hated Dana's relationship with Rufus, and she hurt others to prove her power and worth. Now, let me just say something here real quick. I can definitely feel for that. How, when I say feel for that, I'm not rationalizing the stuff Margaret did, because Margaret is a terrible lady. Like, she need to woof. Okay, ignore that team's notification. Oh man. Aretha, stop it. Okay, alright. Okay, I'm done. But back to the video. Yo, Margaret, you need to get a new life. Like, I just feel this, man. Lady, get a life. Get a life. Okay? But yeah, I definitely, it's crazy how just some twisted people can be. Like, hello. Man. Coming in at number 3, Kevin travels back to the South for the first time. Oh God, I muttered, sitting up. Kevin sat up too and looked around wildly. We were in the woods again, and this was daytime. It happened, said Kevin. It's real. Whoa, yo, that is just mind blowing again. Kevin did not want to leave Dana again after her first trip into the past. So once he held on to her and sat up, he couldn't believe it was real for him and was stunned to know Dana was telling the truth. Like, boy, you need to believe in your boo. At the beginning of the story, when we first started this book, Dana needed to get a new boo. She still needs to get a new boo. But really, Kevin needs to believe in Dana more. It kind of sucks. It really sucks, and it's terrible that he didn't really believe her. I mean, I can kind of feel that, yo, all of a sudden your boo's telling you she time traveled, but at least have some faith in her, like Rufus did. He fully couldn't comprehend how Kevin and Dana were coming to his time, but at least he wanted to believe. He had that belief. Kevin needed to do the same. Although, Dana, just go dump him. Go find someone else. Thank you, honey. Coming in at number 2, how Dana and Kevin first met. He was an unusual looking white man, his face young, almost unlined, but his hair completely gray and his eyes so pale as to be almost colorless. And he was muscular, well-built. Man, I mispronounced that. Well-built, but no taller than my own 5'8", so that I found myself looking directly into the strange eyes. Wow. Dana finally tells us that Kevin is a white man. They met at an auto parts warehouse where they had lunch together and started talking about writing. After getting to know each other, she eventually thought of Kevin and herself as a couple. Like, wow, that's amazing how love can be at first sight. Oh, I love that. You catch my drift? Yeah, that's so funny. All right, let me stop. Coming in at number 1, y'all, you are not going to expect this, but coming in at number 1, here we are. Tom Whalen whips Dana when Kevin isn't present. Then I was out of the cookhouse. Whalen dragged me a few feet, then pushed me hard. I fell, knocked myself breathless. I never saw where the wet came from. Never saw the first blow coming. Without the presence of Kevin, that's what we're gonna call him. Without the presence of Kevin, Whalen serves his punishment to Dana. During the whipping, Dana starts to get dizzy and time starts to get slow, meaning she was about to time travel again. She also sees Kevin attempting to get at her, but he is too late, and Dana goes back to the present without him. Man, that is just crazy. That's just crazy. Dana got whipped. Kevin wasn't even there, and that's really the most important part of this most important statement. Kevin was not there. Her boo was not there to help her. And even though he tried, it did feel like, Kevin was like, Kevin was tripping. You know what I'm saying? So, sheesh, don't even get me started on that. Okay, I have got to stop saying that. But again, we'd like to thank you from all of us here at Team Morrison listening to our presentation. We love you, Miss Finley. We hope you give us the best grade. Hey, we're not saying anything but wink, wink, coming at you. Hey, that's what I'm saying. But we had fun doing this presentation, and we hope you enjoyed listening and watching this to you. We'll catch you later. Bam.